Okay, hey everybody, it's been a while. Today, I wanted to give you guys an update about where my Reaper is at. I am still playing Lunar Reaper. Let's take a look at the character stats and where we are at. There have been a few changes since the class came out. It's been a while after all, and I want to go through how I am trying to keep up with this class, okay? So the biggest thing is that I'm playing Spec Swiftness. Then my bracer has a little bit of crit on it. Personally, I feel like Spec Swiftness is, at least from what I can tell right now, I feel like it's better to go on Reaper. The small amount of swiftness, I think, helps a lot. The only thing that I would say about playing Spec Swiftness as Reaper is it means that one of the hardest things about playing the class, which is uptiming, you need to do even more. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Spec Swiftness is nice. It lets you hit your back attacks a little bit more. The long animation times between you having to use your persona roll and then using your red skills gets cut down just a little bit, and every little bit of swiftness helps with that. So I like it very much. I've been really enjoying this build. As far as my holding goes, we're at 1540. We've got the plus 20 weapon. And yes, the glow is very cool. We've got little lightning bolts on it, so I like that a lot. And then for our engravings, we are at 5x3 plus 1, and our plus 1 is movement speed reduction. Okay, I mean, ideally you would go without any negatives, but you know, there wasn't much of a choice when I got this accessory set, so we're just gonna live with it. Maybe I'll update this to get rid of that. We still have a lot of space to do like attack power reduction or stuff like that, but I just need to like shop for accessories a little bit more. But the big thing to know here is that we're running Adrenaline instead of Cursed All, and this is mostly because we have Spec Swift with only a little bit of crit. Obviously, if you play with crit synergy, it's going to get a little bit better, but I want to talk a little bit more in depth about Spec Swift Reaper. And there's a few things that I think are really important to keep in mind. One is on a macro level for Lunar Reaper. Now, I think a lot of people who have been playing Reaper on the West, I haven't really played in Korea. I haven't played on other servers. I mainly just play on the North American servers. In my experience playing Reaper, I feel like their damage is a little bit low, okay? I feel like all things even with gear and stuff like that, it feels like you have to work really hard on Reaper to get damage, okay? So I'm just going to put that out there. One of the biggest things that you need to be doing on Reaper, which is probably what gives this class its bad rep, is that you need to be playing for a lot and a lot and a lot of uptime. You can't get by playing Reaper just doing like a normal standard, like playing pretty safe. I feel like if you want to have good damage, you kind of have to take a lot of risks and uptime, use your mobility, use your teleports, and just be on the boss a lot, as much as you can. You really need to be pushing the boundary for that to do good damage on Reaper. That's how I feel. If you don't do that, I think your damage is a little bit lackluster, to be honest. That's been my experience. Let me know if you guys feel the same. One of the biggest reasons because of this, I think, like, if we look at the class mechanically, outside of maybe like its numbers tuning and stuff like that, I think one of the biggest reasons why it suffers from that is just the interaction of Shadow Vortex with its red skills. Even if you're playing Lunar Reaper, I think this still like kind of demands that not only you put your red skills on cooldown, but you're using your Shadow Vortex very, very often as possible, okay? So this is thing number one. Uptime, really important on Reaper. So when you play Spec Swift, you're kind of exacerbating that situation, right? Because you're making your cooldowns even shorter, which means that more of your power is in your cooldowns. You don't want to drift your cooldowns as much, right? And so your cooldowns are shorter. That means you need to have more uptime. Difficulty number two is that because I don't have the crit, now Reaper's crit values are pretty high because of their tripods, but their crit damage is also very high, okay? Off the top of my head, I believe the math to make Keen Blunt worth it for Reapers is like, I think you need like 80% crit or something like that. Somewhere around there. You need a lot of crit to make Keen Blunt feel worth it compared to Cursed All. And so you're incentivized to want a good amount of crit, especially if you're not going secondary stack crit, okay? So the reason why I have my bracelet as crit, one, because it was a good roll, but two, because swiftness you still want to have at least like 5% from your stats, and then you still want adrenaline on top of that to make sure Keen Blunt kind of like keeps it keeps its value. Now, obviously, I could run maybe something like Crystal without Keen Blood, but Crystal and Adrenaline, not the most optimal. And then also I got the healing debuff, right? So if we can make this work, that's good. But the one thing that I will say about that is you might think, oh, it's no big deal. You just try to play with a party member with crit synergy. The only problem with that, in the ideal situation, it's not crit synergy that you're looking for Reaper, it's positional synergy, right? So like in a party of 4, when you have 4 synergies, one slot is probably going to be the Gun Lancer, one slot is probably going to be the Deathblade, then you're going to be the Reaper, right? And then the last one is going to be support, okay? So like in actuality, you don't, of course, you know, you have to play with whoever you can play with, but like relying on the crit synergy, if you could pick and choose who your synergy was, you would pick the positionals, right? So like you still need some of that crit, so you still need some of that adrenaline. And then with that, the execution of keeping your adrenaline stacks up, it's going to be something that you have to get used to, and I'm still getting used to it too. So as far as gems go, pretty standard. I have 1 level 9. I'm trying to work on getting a level 10 gem because I want to see a level 10 gem, but level 9 for now. And then for my cards, Light of Salvation 18. And I thought today, just for a simple video, you know, it's been a long time since I made a video. I'll just do some Caliligos. It's been nerfed now, so it might be a little bit easier to do this. We're just going to hop into matchmaking, and I'm just going to talk about playing the Reaper as we do the fight. So like I mentioned, generally for playing Reaper, we're really looking to have our uptime be really good. We're looking to be very accurate on our back attacks. And so whereas the rotation is very simple to understand, the actual execution of it, I think, is pretty fast-paced and pretty precise. So we'll see how this run goes. There's a lot of things that can go wrong, and I think because you're trying to play within windows that are so like tight, and you're trying to play risky, we're trying to get uptime where normally you would play safe and avoid attacks, things can get pretty messy. So let's see how this goes. Check to see if it does any counter here. It turns when I use my attack. I'm gonna roll behind. That turns around again. Oh, my audio is bugging out. I don't know why my audio is doing it. I hope you guys can't hear that. But we're gonna keep going just to see how it goes. Okay, so the Pheromone. We dropped our adrenaline, so that's pretty bad, but hopefully we can get it back before we do any major damage things. See what it does. Get behind it. Hit the back attack. Roll out. Front attack. I went too early. Now here we wait. We roll. Use a skill. Okay, hopefully he doesn't turn around here. Oh, he turned just a little bit. I would say in general we're using our attacks just generally too aggressively. We should wait and see what it commits to here. Let's get behind it, counter it. Okay. Where are you going? Okay, see where it lands. Here we have short cooldowns, so we should be firing off our skills whenever we can. One more attack. Yeah, do this. Alright, so we got one more hit. We're just trying to keep good uptime. Try to keep our adrenaline up. See where it's landing. That's good. We can nightmare here. Get behind the lightning attack. Oh, we have no counter. Somebody did counter it. Gonna be in this. Oh, we went too early, but it's okay. Do the mechanic. behind it. We hit it here. We use a nightmare. Let's kill this one here. Okay. Go for the same one. So there's some orbs that are free. That guy might die for that. See where it turns. Got the back attack. And we're just aggressively trying to hit the rear of the boss, so it's really a lot of Reaper is about like understanding the fight and then just aggressively pushing for attacks. I would say it's very different from Arcana in the sense that it's not really that complicated, right? But the mechanical execution, you have to really be on top of the ball for it. See where it turns. Hit the back attack with glowing brand. So we don't have a support, so without yearning this could be a bit tough. Yearning is very important. I think Reapers really like the additional attack speed. Okay. Then we just can't forget to upkeep our adrenaline. Okay, even during phases like this. See where it goes. Roll out. Do the rage spear. Its position always stays the same as when it left, so you can know where the back attack is going to be. We wait. 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 Didn't quite get the back attack there. Watch for it to commit a move. Get the back attack. Okay. Saw a taunt, so we save the nightmare, hopefully for the counter. Got it? Nope, it wasn't us, but that's okay. We're gonna have to use this here. So let's go for these bottom ones. Lightning power, put our synergy on before it jumps. Remember, its positioning is the same, so its back attack is on the bottom. Watch its move, use our awakening. Roll again. Watch its move. Oh, we're gonna get knocked down. Do that. We didn't keep our adrenaline up, but that's okay. Oh, you got taunted. That's okay. Go on to the other side. Will it turn? Nope. Oh, don't know why I went that direction. We use our Shadow Storm. Then QQ. Watch its move here. Gonna go this way. Go out the way so we don't get hit by these lightning shocks. Get hit by that slam instead. Gonna hit the 2-in-1. Got the counter. Put our synergy on before he leaves. The back is going to be to the left here. So we go this way, get the back attack. I'm trying to just keep my uptime really, really, really high, ideally. And that comes with tracking the boss's positioning, trying to like read its moves, sometimes taking a gamble. But as you can see, there's a lot of space for me to even improve my back time. Even though I was, you know, trying pretty hard. So there's a lot of space for Reaper to do more damage. Nice. So there you have it. Timing your nightmare, watching the boss's moves. These are all like very basic core mechanics of playing Lost Ark. But just amplified 100 times for Reaper. For everybody out there who feels similarly that the Reaper can't output damage, I think it's because right now, with the way the class is, the way that their damage happens, and just kind of like the balancing of the class right now. I think if you're not like nitpicking your uptime, you're probably doing less than good damage. But then even when you do, I think the damage is okay. It's okay. You have to work pretty hard. I'd like to see them get a little bit of a bump up. I don't know what it was like in Korea, but they had a buff coming to their red skills and they kind of reverted that and put that towards hunger. The buffs that remained for Lunar were the animation canceling and the attack speed, which is going to be really, really nice for Lunar. But I don't know if that's enough to like make its damage comfortable, at least for how I see the class, how it should be for the risk reward for the class. But that's my Reaper right now. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you guys are doing. And thanks so much for watching.